Hi Sam. It's great to see you again. Today, we're diving into the word
Schluss.
Hi Alex.
Schluss.
What does that mean?
Schluss.
can mean several things in English. Most commonly, it translates to conclusion or end. You might also see it as closure. Just be careful, as it's a false friend with the English word slush.
Oh, I see. That's interesting. So, how do we use
Schluss.
in a sentence?
Great question.
Schluss.
Is a masculine noun, so you would say.
Der Schluss.
The plural form is.
Die Schlüsse.
In the present tense, you might say,
Ich mache Schluss.
which means I am ending. In the past tense, you would say,
Ich machte Schluss.
and in the perfect, it's.
Ich habe Schluss gemacht.
So, it's like saying I have made an end.
Exactly. And if you want to give an imperative command, you could say,
Mach Schluss.
which means make an end.
That's really helpful. Where does the word
Schluss.
come from?
Schluss.
Has its origins in Middle High German, where it meant to close or to shut. Over time, it evolved to signify the end of something, which is what we use it for today.
That's fascinating. I love learning about the history of words.
Let's break down the word.
Schluss.
It doesn't have a separable prefix or suffix, but you can think of it as having the root,
Schluss.
which relates to closing or finishing.
So it's a simple word in that sense.
Yes, it's quite straightforward. It's like building with Lego blocks where you don't have extra pieces to worry about.
Got it. Are there similar words to
Schluss.
Absolutely. For example, there's,
Abschluss.
which means completion or graduation, breaking down into the prefix meaning of, and,
Schluss.
which gives it the meaning of a closing off.
That makes sense. What about other similar ones?
Sure. There's also,
Verschluss.
meaning closure, with,
Wer.
as a prefix. You have,
Schlussfolgerung.
meaning conclusion, where,
Folgerung.
means consequence. Then, there's,
Schlusslicht.
meaning tail light, and,
Schlussstrich.
meaning line drawn.
Wow, that's quite a list.
And don't forget about
Ergebnis.
meaning result, and
Ziel,
meaning goal. Both can relate back to the idea of a conclusion.
Can we practice how to use?
Schluss.
In real life.
Certainly. Imagine you're at a meeting. You might say,
wir kommen zum Schluss.
which means we are coming to a conclusion. Can you repeat that?
Wir kommen zum Schluss.
Perfect. Here's another situation. At a party, if you want to leave, you could say,
Ich mache Schluss für heute.
meaning I'm ending for today.
Ich mache Schluss für heute.
Excellent. Lastly, if you're talking about a project at work, you could say,
Wir müssen einen Schluss ziehen.
which means we need to draw a conclusion.
Wir müssen einen Schluss ziehen.
Great job. Now, as a quick tip for remembering the gender, since
Schluss.
is masculine, think of it as something strong that holds things together.
That's a useful image.
For usage,
Schluss.
is generally informal, though it can be used in formal contexts too. Common phrases include
Zum Schluss.
meaning in conclusion, and
Schluss machen.
meaning to end something. Just be careful with,
Schlussfolgerung.
since it can confuse learners.
Okay. Can you give me some more example sentences using?
Schluss.
Sure. Here's one.
Am Ende des Films gibt es einen großen Schluss.
Which means at the end of the film, there is a big conclusion.
I see.
Another one is,
Ich habe den Schluss gezogen, dass ich mehr lernen muss.
meaning I have drawn the conclusion that I need to learn more.
That's useful.
How about,
Der Schluss des Buches war sehr überraschend.
which translates to the ending of the book was very surprising.
I like that one.
Now, let's do a quick recall check. What does
Schluss.
mean?
It means conclusion or end.
Correct. And what's the gender of
Schluss.
It's masculine, so.
Der Schluss.
Good job. Can you give me the plural form?
Die Schlüsse.
Yes. What's a sentence using
Schluss.
in the past tense?
Ich machte Schluss.
Right again. And finally, what's an example of an imperative command?
Mach Schluss.
You've done fantastic today, Sam. The key takeaway is that
Schluss.
can mean conclusion or end, and it's a useful word in many contexts.
Thanks, Alex. I really enjoyed this lesson.
I'm glad to hear that. Keep practicing, and I look forward to our next session.